Ew, tits.
Hey everyone, I'm Areolas.
We're doing Spawn. What's your exposure to Spawn?
Spawn. I haven't seen this in forever. I saw it a few years back. I think just out of the blue because my friend wanted me to see it, and rewatched it again, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of visually hard to watch. What do you think? What was your first exposure to Spawn?
Uh, s- Somebody wanted me to watch it as a request a couple of years ago, and so I watched it. And I remember really liking this story. The graphic, the CGI, definitely dated.
Oh.
Oh God.
No,
But
yeah.
like, I remember Spawn. I gave such a high review
Oh
because
yeah.
it's a good plot. So there's that.
We can head straight into the plot. Starts out with what? This black dude who's just really good at killing. He loves killing people. He's really good at it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's also like so good that you got government people. They're like, "Yo, go to North Korea," and at this point, he's like, I have morals," and I'm like, no, you're like really good at killing. What morals do you have?" And he's like, I'm feeling this is weird. The people I usually kill have a lot of food in their bellies, and so I don't feel very bad about doing it. You're sending me to North Korea? It's kind of like that situation going on.
And then he wants him to blow up a chemical plant that supposedly could have a lot of collateral damage, and the chemicals could bleed into like the town close. But he's like, "Why do you care? You're a killer. Like, who cares? You know?"
Yeah, this one's fun. I like. You know what I do like?
What do you like?
I like it when they go to uh that plant and it has explodey and it goes explode and it goes die to everybody near. It is pretty fun. I liked that part.
He explodes into a huge CGI ball of fire, and
Yeah.
and gets thrown down into CGI hell, which it I get it, it'd be cool, but it just looks so like it hurts my eyes to look at it. I don't know how you feel about it.
I imagine hell is like this. It looks exactly like this. It's designed specifically to hurt your eyes. And
It's
so I was
just
like I was thinking, well, yeah, this is definitely hell for sure then because it's a fucking nightmare to look at. It has to be hell. Has to be what it looks like.
You're
Uh
right. You're absolutely
so
right.
so of course this guy Simmons, he's like, "I'm in hell. Wow. How do we get out?" And then guess who's here to make a deal? A Faustian deal. It's the devil. And he comes and he's like, "Yo, you want to be one of my spawn? Well, you can be one of my spawn. You just have to do tasks for me. And you have to come back down here when your when your HP bar is empty." Got it? And he's like, "Sure, okay, I'll do that." And then he comes back to Earth and he looks pretty cool.
He's all burnt up, right? When he first comes back to Earth, he looks just like an inside out man, like all his muscles are outside.
Yeah, I did not enjoy that part. I memory hold that.
No, I think you meant the costume. Yeah, because eventually,
Yeah.
he does end up coming back, like you said, and for him, it felt like a split second or a minute or whatever, but it was really 5 years of a time jump in real world.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? This is something I notice in not just Spawn, but in general media surrounding time travel, and it's like, "Oh yeah, just 1 second to like 1 second to the like to anyone else observing the time traveler is like 5 years, but on this one it's flipped. 1 second for him is 5 years for everyone else. I'm like, why is that?
I feel like it's like a dog when they age. Like a year to us is 7 years to them.
Yeah. So he comes back. It's been 5 years, and there's this chick that he really loved, and then of course the chick's been told, "Oh, he's dead," and so she moves on, and she has moved on. He's like, I don't have anyone."
hmm
Ah, it makes me sad.
So there's this clown too called the Violator that's kind of following him around and trying to get him to get his revenge. Like, hey, you see how bad your family is that doesn't even care about you anymore. You see how your friends screwed you over. You need to go get revenge and kill everyone that did that to you. It's all part of his plan.
Violator really wants to violate some laws, and that's not good.
The commandments.
Human laws, the 10 Commandments,
hmm
the constitutional laws. He
There's
doesn't believe in
also
free speech.
there's also this dude named Cagliostro who I don't really. What do you think of him as a character? I don't really like. I get it that he's supposed to be like the good angel on his shoulder to the Violator's bad angel, but
It's also like a size juxtaposition, right? Like the Violator is big, I mean tiny and fat, short and fat,
mhm,
and that guy is like taller and skinnier.
and
So
white.
yeah, and the Violator's got like blue face makeup.
Yeah, he's just kind of like an evil clown on a. He's got sort of that murderous clown vibe. Yeah.
Dude, the Violator, oh god, he's just so sickening to me. This movie does a great job establishing the Violator, and you look at him and it's just like you feel violated just being next to him. He's it's just so gross. It's so gross. Uh
So
I don't like him.
they're trying to get Spawn to go kill the people that killed him, and I guess they like he meets up with the guy who had planned to kill him, the big boss dude, and he's like, "Oh crap, somebody kill um Spawn or Simmons because he knows that it's him, like back from the dead somehow."
I mean, you gotta have some faith.
That's what I hear.
Haha. Bottom ching.
So there's a battle real quick, like at a gala, where that girl like tries to kill Simmons, but he ends up just pewing her right in the face
Yeah,
like
pretty
nothing.
easy.
Yeah, pretty easy.
Yeah, I want to see him fight more hard things to fight.
hmm
You know, I feel like this movie is building up to the fight scenes.
He's very OP for this. Like at least at the beginning, he's got all his shit maxed out.
Yeah, does he lose hit points or uh, does he just go against harder enemies?
I think it's supposedly when he uses like that magic, well, not magic, but whatever that demon stuff is, it like,
Demon juice.
yeah, it like makes him, he would have to like go to hell if he fully devoured that amount of energy, that bar. That's why he like
Okay.
chooses, that's why he chooses to use guns over everything, you know?
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Uh, so of course, what's fun is that there's this plan to make this weapon a biological weapon. And I'm like, what type of fucking world are we living in? This spawn world. How terrible are the people? Like, I mean, you got demons and shit. who exist on the Earth's planet. Of course, of course, there's this happening.
Hmm. Definitely. No, this rings a bell very much of 20, what was it, 2020? Or was it what the year when all that stuff happened? Where it's like, oh,
Yeah,
biological disease is gonna get thrown around unless we don't get paid, but we have the cure to it, and we're gonna throw it all around the world and cause mass extinction for monies.
I mean, they got the cure to living, which is heart attack.
That's a nice easy one. That's like what, the Death Note. That's an easy one.
Yeah, pretty much. What's interesting? Oh man, you know what's also really sad about
What's really
this?
sad? Hmm.
Spawn, while he's like fighting a guy, accidentally kills a chick, and he's like trying not to, but she does die, and it's like, oh man, collateral damage. Hot
Does he
diggity dang.
does he feel bad? I think he does feel bad, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's presumed that he's like part human. I know he's a spawn, but he's still human. He didn't die
Yeah.
that long ago.
No, it was just like a second to him, but 5 years. So I don't know what time he goes off of, what his watch is set to.
That's true. I do like that he has cool armor. It helps. Armor helps.
What do you think of his cape in this? Like, I like the way it is in comics, but in the movie, how do you think it looks?
In the movie, it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's really big.
I like how it moves. I do like that. But it's cool that it assists him he needs assistance. It's like an entire person. It
Hmm.
makes me wonder. I mean, it's obviously some sort of magic, but I always just want to dissect magic. Is there a way to dissect magic?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, study it, like maybe even under like a microscope, or harness it, or like you said, dissect it. It'd be a strange thing to do, but I imagine you could in some way. I wouldn't know
Exactly.
how. I'm
Uh,
not a scientist.
hey Lorenzo, would
Yeah.
you ever have somebody try to convince you to have a world-ending device attached to your heart specifically? Would you ever consent to that? Would you be like, "Yes, sir. If I die, everybody else is going to die."
No, because I'm a very unhealthy person, and anything could happen at any time. It's too risky.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't either. It seems very psychotic for a person to even do that.
Yeah.
And yes, this person did do that. The villain, the bad guy. He's such a terrible person. Why would you fucking do that?
What was all part of the clown's plan too? Because he wanted like the whole world dead, I guess. So when Spawn does lead the army of the Hellspawn, there's not very much to really fight on Earth, and then they can, I don't know, defeat heaven. I don't know what was the
What's their
afterthought of
ultimate
that.
plan? Is oh yeah, let's just you don't there's no humans in the way. So let's
Hmm.
go after angels, but angels would be super pure, right? So if good ultimately wins, but you have a fuck ton of demons, I mean, now there's like a war, and then there's a potential for the demons to win. Well, that's not very fun. That's not a fun thought. You don't want the humans to be completely gone.
Yeah, I'm not
Also,
sure their concept of like, if all the humans are gone and they don't believe in God, does God cease to exist, and then the demons? have all the power. I don't know how religion works in their
I don't
world.
either. If I This is why I don't subscribe to a particular religion because I have too many questions. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like, how does it all work? And it's like, well, this, and I'm like, well, then how does this work? Well, we don't have an answer for that. Well, how does this work? Well, we don't have an answer for that. I'm like, well, fucking, I don't get it then.
there's too many loopholes in religion, and if you're gonna go religious, just go either with Baphomet, the transgender god, or Buddhism. I think those are
What
the
the fuck
least.
is Baphomet? What is that?
He's that goat that does this, and he's the transgender god, the
Is a
demon.
transgender god?
I'm
What
pretty
is
sure
he?
there's a god for everything.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. It's all human creations. That's
Hmm.
what I believe in. Uh
Absolutely.
yeah. So anyway, this is Spawn, the movie, is a
Yeah.
human creation, and it's pretty cool. Honestly, if you suspend your disbelief, you look at the CGI, you feel how hellish it is, how it makes you feel like, oh, this is awful. Well, it's fucking hell. It's supposed to make you feel awful. So it's part of the experience, this terrible CGI. That's
I
how
did
I
not
feel.
look. I did not look at it that way. When I look at it that way, you make a very valid point, and I take it. I'm like, you know what? This does look like hell. Okay, because it's supposed to be hell. Very, very
Yeah,
well done.
it feels terrible. Like I would not want to live here. Imagine if you like your reality currently was now changed to look like that CGI hell. It would
Oh
be hell.
no, yeah, it would be terrible. And then very hot and very polygon, very old school polygon 3D rendering.
You know, I've actually got a question, right?
Hmm.
Since humans are very good with adapting and human soul goes to hell, wouldn't that soul adapt to hell? And then it wouldn't, I mean, it would still suck, but it wouldn't be complete torture. It'd be kind of dull and numbing, the pain, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would just depend on the personality and the soul of the individual. If they like that sort of thing, or if you know, because if it may be better for them, who knows what they were going through on Earth, and then they go to hell, and it's like, oh, this is a little bit better than what I was going through on planet Earth.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, some people's version is it like individualized hell?
That too, because I
Like
know, like,
heaven could be individualized, hell could also be individualized.
yeah, there's like in Dragon Ball Z when Frieza goes to hell, his hell is just like hanging on a tree with a bunch of happy flowers and stuff or something.
Oh, what if my hell is like being surrounded by a bunch of holes? Holes everywhere. Holes surrounded you.
Is that
But
what
like but
scares you? The holes?
you're in a big circle room, right? But
Yeah,
there's just holes everywhere, but you're standing on a platform. But like you're standing in a room, it's just holes. But like where does the holes go?
that does
Endless
sound terrifying.
endless pit of nothing. That's where the holes go. There could be
And it
monsters in there.
is there a fear of falling in, or just a fear of what can come out of that hole?
It's mostly the what's in that hole.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's pretty
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah, and I have no flashlight, so I can't see what's in that hole.
No, I
So
wouldn't want
honestly, that's my version of hell. But this is also hell. If this guy dies, then he unleashes a virus, and
Mhm.
oh man, Spawn is like, all right, I guess I'm gonna have to beat up this demon guy, and he does it, and it drains some of his power, but it does it, and also he gains some valuable knowledge from this, which I find to be pretty cool. It's like, okay, so they're gonna kill a bunch of people, including that chick, my now ex. They're gonna get her, and I don't want her to die. Do you? Are you also concerned for her safety, Lorenzo?
Yeah, I would think so that he still has like a connection to her, right? Like he's a cuck for her or something.
I mean, it's called fucking. Hey, I was in love with you. In my perception of reality, literally, like not even a week ago.
Hmm.
And but for you, it's been 5 years, and you're with another guy. He still has feelings for her. Of course, he's like going to be like, no, I want to save her. I mean, I think he'd just be in denial. He's in denial. That's my chick still.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And then the daughter treats him very nicely, so of course he still wants like the love of his spawn, his spawn, his
Yeah.
daughter.
And then they go to hell and have a demon fight. That's pretty cool. And it makes me wonder, like, are all the demons evenly powered?
I don't know because this was the Violator, right? So he like unleashed his true power or whatever, and yeah, he was getting in a pretty rowdy fight with Spawn and Cagliostro. They were fighting him, and they came back to like Earth, and he just cut his head off. I guess that's how you kill a demon. You cut their head off.
Yeah, you got to decapitate them like a vampire. That's also how you get rid of them.
Mm,
I hear.
it's the holy way to do it, I guess.
Yeah. And of course, decapitate, and he does do that, and I think that's pretty cool because the demons are gone, and I really didn't like the Violator.
Nah, he was a weird depiction of him, and then I know Spawn conveniently used like his magic demon powers to take that heart bomb out of the villain, so he didn't have to kill
Mm.
him. Very convenient.
Ah, man. Yeah, looking back at Spawn, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just thinking it's not as good as I thought it was.
I don't mean
But
to.
it's still pretty good. I like the story. There's just a lot. There's a lot going on.
Hmm. Yeah, it crams a lot of things into it, tries to move it too quick, and it's a product of its time. Like I'm sure back then it was really cool, but then it didn't stand the test of time. Moving into the graphics we have now and everything like that.
Yeah, I mean, What would you want Hell to look like if Spawn were to be made with today's CGI graphics?
What depiction of hell I really like, and I know you reviewed it. I don't know if you remember the movie though. What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams.
It's probably what describe it.
So his it's a dude. Robin Williams is like a doctor, and he dies in a car accident, and he goes to heaven, but his wife commits. She
Oh yeah,
kills herself,
yeah. I remember this. I've actually
and
seen this twice. So
yeah, and I like that depiction of hell when he's like stepping on people's faces and everything's just dark and cold, and I don't know, like it's not CGI as much as it is like a real depiction, and I don't know, it not real, but what's the word? Uh when it's not
uh,
CGI.
when it's not practical,
Yeah, it's more practical, and
yeah.
I just like that depiction of hell. I think it's the scariest. I'd be the scariest for me to go to is that depiction.
I honestly prefer that movie's depiction of heaven the most.
That
Uh,
one's pretty nice. Yeah.
yeah. But Spawn has a pretty good depiction of hell, which is a terrifying CGI mess.
I do agree with you now on that. You sold me on that. I subscribe to it.
Hell yeah! So the movie ends. There's two detectives make arrests. Spawn's like, well, I guess I have to leave Wanda alone. I love her. I love her so much that I gotta let her go. And he sings that song to himself 20 years before it was made. That song was. Do you know that song? You know what song I'm
No,
talking about?
what
So
song?
there's a song, um, if you love her, you gotta let her go. Do 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 do. It's a sad song. Do 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 do.
He
Do
sang
do
it
do
20 years
do do do
before.
do. No, do 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 do
Oh,
do. You know
and
this
I,
song?
love when you let it go.
I don't
When
know
you
I don't
when
know the
you
lyrics of anything. I only know the melodies.
only need the sun when it starts to snow. Only
Yeah, that
mean you
song.
love her when you let her go. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he sang that song to himself,
Oh
and I'm just
God.
like, fuck.
Oh God. That is hell. That is a version of hell.
Anyway, and then everybody just kind of does whatever they do, and then that's the movie.
Song. That is the movie.
Yeah, I mean, if that movie was made, I mean, if that song was made at the time of this movie's release, then that song would be in this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. It might be in the next when they remake Spawn, which they're planning to. I'm sure.
fun. What would you rate this?
Probably a 5. I don't know. It was just like a mess for me. Watch it again. I'm not a big fan of Spawn, and like I like how he's drawn. I like the idea of him, but I'm not a big fan of him or the movie itself. What about you?
I mean, looking back on it, looking at the characters, cool. I like the cape. I like the. It was just so emotional. The emotional response that I got from the events that I saw on screen. But in terms of like, it is very messy. The plot structure is pretty messy and hard to follow. So, but you know, there is like stuff happening, and I think that's pretty cool. I guess.
Stuff happening is pretty cool. I
That's
do
such a
agree.
bad review. I'm sorry. That's like, it makes sense. I like the concept. Um, I guess uh, it's a 7.
Yeah, no, I think the world would agree with you. Only no here, no hurry, here, let her go. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
about a
that song
7.
needs to be added, and it'll get my 9.9 back.
Well, that was Spawn, and I got a little game for you here
Cool.
called Clowns, where we're just gonna look at different clowns and you're gonna guess who
Oh
they're from.
god, it's another clown one.
Clowns. Let's take a look at clowns. Do you know where these clowns are from? What movie they're from?
Movie. The From Clown World.
Clown World. Final answer?
Yes.
This is called Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, I've never seen that one.
I have never seen it either. I know of it though, because a video game just came out based on it.
Oh, a lot of people mention that movie, and then I'm like, oh, cool, and then I don't look it up.
I don't know. It's a product of its time, the 80s horror.
Mm.
Do you know who this clown is?
That guy looks like a medieval house. Do you
Do
see
you know
it?
a medieval house? Oh,
Yeah, like the hat and the whatever he's wearing on his body that like looks like stone.
yeah, I
And
see it now when I squint.
yeah, yeah. That's oh God, I'm gonna guess. He looks like a salt shaker. That's salt. That's salt clown. Salty clown.
Is that you're locking that in, salty clown?
Salty, salty clown. A
So
salty clown.
I forget his name as far as like what his clown name is, but it's John Wayne Gacy, that murderer who he's a real life murderer.
Hey, I was right with the salty part.
Oh, but he did he did murder a lot of young boys though, and
Why? What they got to do with you?
he would lure them into his home by promising them work with his concrete company, and then pretending like, hey, check out these trick handcuffs, and then he would put them on them, strangle them to death, and then put them in this crawl space. I think he had like
What's
20. Huh?
what why would he want to do that? Why
uh
does he want to do that? What's the purpose of doing that?
I think it was a power thing, but yeah, he was a pretty uh terrible person. Yeah, real life's pretty terrible compared
I
to
mean, whenever I hear something like that, I put myself in the position of what if I was in that position? And then I'm
oh,
like, I don't want to deal with that. I feel really bad. And then I'm like, I'm outraged. That sucks for them. But it's because I wouldn't want to be in that position myself.
no, I hear you. That's the empath in you, I imagine. And but I was like, it's boys, don't worry. He only liked boys.
It's not, it doesn't make it better.
I know.
It's
I,
any person at all was affected by this. This is not a good behavior.
no, it's not. He deserves CGI or real hell, not a CGI hell, or real hell.
No, he deserves CGI real hell.
What do I have next here? This is we're going into fictional clowns again. Do you know who this
Fictional?
or no, this is a real clown. Do you know who this clown is?
Um, Nacho Clown.
That's pretty close. His name's Bozo the Clown.
Bozo the Clown.
He's
God damn it.
one of the most famous clowns. He had like a TV show for a while, variety show, Bozo.
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 That's
Uh,
so weird.
Next
I
one.
get it.
Do you know who this clown is?
Um, I'm having trouble guessing. I'm not sure. Is this a it's clearly Mustard Man Clown.
Yeah. You
It's
know if
Mustard the Clown.
you know if we didn't know what McDonald's was, as crazy as it is everywhere and everyone knows McDonald's, this man does not look like a Ronald McDonald. Like he doesn't.
You don't think he looks like a Ronald?
I don't think so. I would
Why
have guessed
not?
like you said, mustard man, mustard ketchup, something like that. You know,
What does a Ronald look like?
a Ronald, like an old director, like a Ronald Livingston, and I don't know, you know, like an old man.
Ronald. I imagine a Ronald would be in his 40s or 50s.
Hmm.
This guy could be in his 40s.
Ronald Reagan, you know, the
That's
old
true.
president.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got that one, Ronald Ronald McDonald. Do you know who this cool cat is?
Is that the It Clown?
That is. Do you know his the name he goes by?
Hold on. I'm trying to think of something that's funny. Itty bitty
Hmm.
titties
Hmm.
don't fitty in my mouthy.
I don't think
Sorry,
the
I was trying to make it rhyme.
I was like, I
That
don't
was
think the
terrible.
last part really cost you there. Mouthy. That kind of killed it.
Hold on. Let's cut that out. Let's try that again. Let me take a re-guess.
Okay.
Ask that question again.
Can you guess what this clown's real name is?
Um, George.
Pennywise, the dancing clown.
Pennywise. Oh,
Pennywise.
Oh,
That
cool.
I don't.
That's a very formal name.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty. I think he was around the 1920s. Nah, I don't know. I don't know when this clown came about. Do you know this clown's name?
This guy. He has. Is that wine? Is that champagne?
This is the name's actually at the bottom. That's funny. I didn't take that out. Yeah, this man supposedly is the invention who invented the modern day clown.
Oh, that's cool. Mr. Grimaldi.
Yeah, you're
Oh
right. You got that. Joseph Grimaldi. He
man,
originated.
who knew?
We just had to have you put your face close up, and I had to zoom in very much to that. But he is the origination of what modern day clowns look like.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
the
like his
first.
swag.
Yeah, I would trip out if you saw this dude in real life, like in the
That's,
1900s or something.
you'd be like, "What the fuck is going on
For
with
real,
your outfit?" Yeah.
be like, why is a man wearing women's makeup and clothing? No, it's mind blowing. Uh, Next one here. Do you know who this clown is?
Oh god, that's so fucking what the fuck is that? That looks scary. Is that from a horror game?
It's actually, if you guess the TV show, it's from a horror TV show.
Horror TV show. Okay.
Uh huh.
Um, I'm guessing the
Nickelodeon.
name.
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
Well, the TV show on Nickelodeon. Do you know what it's called on there?
What? This is from a TV show on Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm. A horror TV show.
This is scary.
This is what I grew up with.
Oh, it's if it's older than me, I don't know.
No, it's around my age. It's from Are You Afraid of the Dark? The
Yeah,
horror
I've
TV
never seen
show.
that before.
This is his name's Zebo the Clown, and the story is if you go in and steal his nose, he'll come and haunt you, and somebody goes in and steals his nose.
Don't steal his nose.
Yeah. No,
Can I
that's good
steal
advice.
any body part of him other than his nose?
The legend was just his nose because that's the only part that could come off of him.
Oh, okay. I was like, can I like take some of your hair and would you be pissed?
Yeah, I think he'd be just as pissed if you took hair than the nose, but the nose was the easiest thing to take off. Last one on here. Do you know who this clown is?
This guy looks like a wrestler.
He is a wrestler.
Um, this is Macho Clown. Instead of Nacho Clown, Macho Clown.
This is Doink the clown.
Doink.
Mm-hmm. Doink.
What? If he body slams somebody, do they make doink noise?
Nah, he was more like that evil Joker type clown that would bring out a big mallet and try to hit you with it and hit you with a pie. You know.
Oh.
Yeah. He was cool.
Okay. There's like not like a sound box on anything he uses to hit with somebody with that like every time it's like pressure sensitive and every time he hits against somebody it makes the noise doink 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 like onomatopoeia.
No, but when he was coming up, because it was like during the older wrestling, not older wrestling times, but the 90s, he did have a midget sidekick named Dink.
Okay.
I'm not lying, he did. This is true.
All right. That's great. I love it.
But if people aren't into doinks or dinks, or if they're into bangs and other forms of noises, where can they find you?
I do daily movie reviews every day on youtube.com/ASC presents. You can request me to do a movie at patreon.com/ASC presents. Go to this link right here. Here it is, linktr.ee/titsmansalad or autisticboobs.com. Help support the daily grindiness, and that's where you can find me.
Hell yeah, and keep up those daily streams or those. Well, no, they're not daily. Those live streams.
Yeah,
Everybody loves
they're
those.
gonna be a lot more. They're gonna be a lot more of them because I was traveling, you see, and now I'm stationary for a while.
Hell yeah, everybody loves a stationary mint. But
Yes.
you could find me. I do a daily podcast called That's All Funny. Available anywhere podcasts are available. Just search That's All Funny. Do a wrestling podcast with my buddy Gabe. That's all kayfabe. Everywhere podcasts are available. You can find this show and other stuff we do on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ed Lorenzo Arreola. And you can find it too on any podcast player you want. Just search for Tits and Areolas with Mint Salad. Check out the Patreon too, but I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I don't want you to hurt yourself. Thank Med for being here, and everyone take care, stay safe, and thank you for listening and watching. Bye.